What's up? I think I'm here. How are you? Rex Byers here on the SWEATBOX. You're getting a first-hand or watching me sit here and try to figure out, as we are live, how to get my setup at my mom and dad's house on my computer. Anyways, all set. Rams got the ball first after Seattle won the toss and deferred. Um, little delay on YouTube. Okay, YouTube is called up so I can see the chat there. I think I can. I'll scroll that. I'm only working off one machine, as you know. At least I can hear my voice, so it looks like it's coming back. So no headset needed. I'm ready to rock and roll here. I am in Southern Indiana visiting with my family. 3 minutes in here in Seattle. Rams in Seattle, each at 11-3. The winner controls their destiny in the fight for the top overall seed in the NFC. Stafford has taken the Rams into Seattle territory here. This game is on Amazon Prime. Al Michaels. Um, let's see. Closing price in this game. Fire up the old odds screen. Um, Rams, I'm sorry, Seattle closed 2.5 points, give or take, and total 41 and a half, 42. There was some weather that was supposed to be involved here, but it looks like there'll be some gusts early, up to 25, 30. The temperature in Seattle is 50 with the wind chill around 40. Stafford has given it to Williams up the middle. He bangs his way through for about three. It'll be 3rd and 3 now. Clock will move inside of 11 minutes to go in the first half. I'll run down some scores a little bit later on. Definitely going to hang out till at least halftime. Not part of the plan. I was actually supposed to be in Seymour, Indiana tonight. Floyd Central, which is where my niece plays basketball and volleyball, was up there, but she's got the flu and did not travel today, did not go to school, did not take any of her final exams. Tomorrow's the last day before the end of their semester. Hope for her sake she can get them done so she doesn't stress about all that during the Christmas break. Stafford's pass is complete. That's right at the sticks for Ferguson. He's going to be maybe a half yard short. Be another decision to make for the Rams at about the 38. Almost a cinch to go for it again, the way they went for it the first time. So obviously, you guys can see the ones who have watched this before know it's not nearly the same presentation that I have when I'm at my desk in the condo in Las Vegas. But hey, better than nothing. I got a live game on. Coverage so far so good off the Fire Stick. I don't know what my delay is, but I don't think it's that bad. So I'm pleased as punch. Stafford gives it to the back. He bangs his way to the stick, but I don't know if he got it. The line judge is coming in, spotting him right at the line of scrimmage. I don't think he's going to get there. Looks like Seattle's going to stop him on downs. Here comes the virtual measurement. I'll have to work on that screen um, after the feed tonight. I didn't think about this before I set it up today. Streamlabs is different. Nope, short by a little over a foot. Really, yeah, say 15 inches. And so yeah, the Rams 10 plays, but at the end of it, nothing doing. First quarter, 9:41 to left, and it's Rams nothing. Seattle coming to bat. Um, all right, so um, live price got Seattle 3, some 3 minus money out there, a couple places 40. The pinnacle total 38 and a half at Chris. So a little bit of a variety early. Buckeye also has 40 with clean to the under. Circa pops at 2.5. Looks like on the live market. Yep, everybody else Seattle 3. And so the Seahawks, after the early break of service, line has gone up just slightly since the open. Nothing in it for me at this point. I'd like to see what Seattle does on offense. First game they played down in L.A., Seattle offense had some success, but Sam Darnold would not stop throwing the ball to the wrong team. Ended up, I think, only throwing for about 180 yards, maybe completed 15 or 16 passes, and had 4 interceptions. As Seattle, I believe, turned it over 5 times overall. I watched some of that game earlier today. It was on the NFL channel. And yeah, certainly, if Seattle can cut the turnovers out, I think they'll be right in it. There's no doubt that their defense is pretty stingy. Seattle also on Sunday against the Colts. That game was pretty fast moving and not a lot of plays. Um, so I think that maybe this short week with them not having to travel at all could be an advantageous spot here. I don't know. They certainly didn't have to show a whole lot. They didn't. The offense has had some issues, no doubt. They didn't find the end zone at all against the Colts. Ended up settling for 6 field goals, which was enough in the win. I think it was 18-16 the final. Yeah, they're talking about that now. 21-19 was the final in the first inning. Rams win and no cover. And 9:50 to go in the first quarter. At the 38, that's where they'll start. Play fake. Darnold fires it. Pretty safe, conservative call early. Gain of about 7 out to Barner. Thanks for coming in for a bit. Like I said, I'm not sure how long we'll hang out. I just wanted to establish the fact that I'm still going to be working, and I was hoping that the feed would work. I didn't think I was going to stream tonight again. I thought I would be the high school girls basketball game right now. But yeah, if it's a matchup with these two teams, no reason not to do a little work. See if we can find ourselves a gym or two. Try to get involved with some live or halftime action. Oh, a huge play here. Walker inside the 20, the 15, 10 at the 5 is where his knee will go down. First and goal, Seattle. I think going into this one, just based on the way they played in the first game and the fact that they had that Colts scare last week, and the fact that if the Rams win it, they're almost a cinch for the one with their schedule coming in. If Seattle wins it, not so much. They have a couple of harder games left on the schedule. They go next weekend. They're at San Francisco, and then the last game they're at home against. Uh, I'm sorry, they're at Carolina. Carolina's already beaten the Rams at home this year, so certainly no gimmies. I'm quite certain that the Niners are rooting for Seattle in this game. This will keep their hopes alive to get the one. I think that they're still in play for it as well. A lot of teams will be either eliminated or all but. Given that the Rams have Arizona at home next week and at Atlanta. Sorry, at Atlanta next week and at home. My schedule's ass backwards. It's the Rams are at home against Arizona after going to Atlanta on Monday night, week 17. And the Seattle schedule is at Frisco in the last week and at Carolina next week. Well, so the Seahawks are in. Zach Charbonnet, the other running back, bangs it in. 5 plays, 61 yards, 2:41 off the clock. Really efficient start for Seattle. Really impressive start for Seattle. 12th man roars its approval. And Charbonnet bangs it through. Good effort there by the left guard. Snap down up, bangs it through. 7:09 to go in the first. Seattle 7, Rams nothing. Live price coming. Kobe Myers, 3 years, 60 million after midseason trade. Good acquisition. He certainly helped them. Their offenses look much more competent with an added receiver for Trevor Lawrence to throw to. Got a bowl game tonight, starting in a half hour. At the Star in Frisco, it's Missouri State against Arkansas State. This is the Xbox Bowl. Don't quote me on this, but I think this might be the first of two bowl games in Frisco. Bahamas Bowl went the way of extinction this year. Yeah, matter of fact, the next one's next Tuesday. UNLV plays against Ohio U. That'll be a fun game. I think that's the last one there, but I'm looking just for the hell of it, make sure I'm not missing anything. Live price, Seattle laying 6.5 pretty much everywhere. 5.5 minus a ton at Pinnacle. Total is 44.5 at Chris, 43 over money at Pinnacle, 43.5 at the Westgate Superbook. 7-0 Seattle. Early. Nothing to it for me so far. Obviously, if you think the Rams will get back in it, then the next drive probably would tell a story. Certainly would be somewhat impressive for them to answer here. Although it's not imperative, not life or death here this early. That was an impressive drive after the turnover on downs. Bowl game, Arkansas State is a 1.5 point favorite. Total is 55, 55.5. Most of the people that I respect, including my old colleague at the Westgate, Ed Salmons, is on Arkansas State and anything from +1 to -1 against Missouri State. I think I'd rather have that side myself, but there'll be no involvement for me here in the pregame. I'll keep an eye on developments that from there, but with only one TV and the trouble to get out of Amazon and onto the Magic Box to get the ESPN feed pulled up, probably won't do any watching of that until after halftime of this, or as long as this game is competitive and there's going to be something to sweat in the live. College football game tonight doesn't have a lot of juice. I'll have to get into my schedule and edit that accordingly on Twitch tomorrow as I plan for the weekend. As things stand, I definitely will work tomorrow night for the playoff game. I'll be on a delay there, unless ABC has the feed. I think it's on ESPN. If it was an ABC game, I definitely would like my lot in life a little better. When I'm streaming off of a non-Amazon or non-antenna game, I'll do it from this room that I'm in right now, which is where my mom has her office. It's actually before they my bedroom was always in the basement, I guess, in this house. Nakua catches it right near the sticks for a first down for the Rams. Yeah, I'll certainly work tomorrow night. I will not work the bowl game. There is a game that starts at 11 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. Kennesaw State and Western Michigan. Um, the Coastal Carolina Bowl from Conway, Myrtle Beach. Uh, Western Michigan laying 3 and 47.5 there. Gasparilla Bowl is at 2:30. Raymond James Stadium. NC State laying 3.5 and 56.5, 57 in the playoff game tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Alabama against Oklahoma. Pick and 1 and 41. Saturday, there are two NFL games at 5 and at 8:20, directly competing against the playoffs. Kind of backfired for them with the matchups, how things worked out. Washington's quarterback's out for the year. Philly is in D.C. for the first game. And then the second one, there's a catch and a first down out past midfield for the Rams. 87. Rams are missing Devontae Allen with the catch. Yeah, Adams is out tonight. They think that if this game was on Sunday, he probably would have been able to go. But with it being on a short week, the Rams played it safe. Yeah, I'll be around Friday night for the Bama Oklahoma game in the first half at least. Saturday, um, you got games at noon, 3:30, and 7:30 in the playoffs. My tentative schedule is to be around certainly for Miami A&M, all of it, and then maybe the first half of Tulane and Ole Miss, and then I'll take a break and pop back on for probably the first half of James Madison and Oregon for as long as it stays close. That's the tentative schedule on Saturday night. They also have the 1AA playoffs, two really good games as well. Montana at Montana State, Illinois State, Villanova semis, the 1AA playoffs. I'll come with more information on those tomorrow. I'll have a better setup in my basement tomorrow um, that I do up here in this the den. Stafford play fake, rolls left, 2nd and 5, fires it sidearm to Allen, who drops it. I think he would have had enough for the first down. Incomplete makes it 3rd and 5. 4.5 to go in the first. Sunday, not sure what the schedule is yet. I'm probably going to work. I'm not sure if it's going to be from here or if I'm going to head out to a local sports bar, watering hole area to enjoy all the games. Certainly from here, I can't do you much good. All we would be doing is reporting what's on the red zone. So either it's a hard pass this weekend, and by you know by by rule next weekend as well, or I go to the bar and do it off the phone, maybe this laptop from the bar. Who knows? 4th and 5 on the Stafford incompletion. It looks like the Rams are interested in trying to go for it again here. Kind of in a no man's land space spot with this spot on the field and the wind. So they're gonna see if they can get it at the 30. Seattle shows blitz. Here they come again. The threat pass is thrown and it's complete. Great play. Nakua makes the catch in Job's face. They're still fighting over the ball. There is a flag. Offsides defense. So Nakua's catch was nice, but ultimately unneeded. Penalty would have given him enough for the first down. Rams will move the sticks. That pass was thrown a little late by Stafford, to be honest. Really nice catch. And that's good defense. Better offense. 1st and 10 at the 24. The gain was, I guess, 11. Clock moving inside of a 4:15 to go in the quarter. Stafford gives it, nope, play fake the Corum. Rolls right, fires, caught. First down, inside the 10 to the 4. Mumfield. 1st and goal for the Rammers. I mean, it's like the Seattle didn't even realize the guy was on the field. He couldn't be more open than that. Here's a running play up the middle to Corum again. He's stacked up for no gain. It'll be 2nd and goal there at the 5. 8:40 Eastern time, 5:40 out west where this game's being played and at my condo in Vegas. I am Rex Byers, your host of the Sweatbox. Thanks for checking out the action with me. Let's see if we can find a way to pick a winner or two. In the meantime, feel free to fire in some chat. I do have the YouTube and the Streamlabs/Twitch chat pulled up. Feel free to ask about anything going on. Corum off left tackle. It's bounced outside this time, and Seahawks are having none of it. Witherspoon that out there in the corner make a play. They lose a yard or two. 3rd and goal. Clock moving inside 2.5 minutes to go in the first. Stafford out of the gun fires it. Caught by Nakua at the 1. He didn't quite get in. The chick ref is the side judge today. She sprints in there and puts it down about a foot from the end zone. Got an injury, and the clock has stopped. Looks like a Rams lineman. 154 to go. In the first, it'll be 4th and goal. There will be a timeout here before the 4th down play. I'm sure the Rams will go for it. They literally have about a foot. Check the live price. It's always tricky to price these things when you got situations like this where there's a game-changing play that's coming that'll have such a big outcome, such a big effect on the line. I mean, if they don't score, then the line rockets up. They do, which, I mean, the Pinnacle seems to think that they'll score, but they can't just give them the touchdown. So math-wise, you got a 6.5 and whatever, 43.5, and then you got a 3.5 and a 47.5. So, yeah, who knows? The 47.5 total is juiced to the moon, to the under. Chris didn't even bother to put it up. Buckeye 3.5. I mean, certainly, if you think the Rams are going to get in here, which I do, then it's hard to recommend, Seattle. If you think that for whatever reason they're going to stop them, then 3.5 becomes a great lay. Total at Buckeye 44.5, Pinnacle 47.5, under 35. So you got a lot of variance, which again, that's to be expected with the combination of the game still being in the first quarter and the play up. The next play coming from scrimmage is just worth a lot. 4th and goal from 1 foot out. It's either going to be a 7-point play, a 6-point play, or a 0-point play. I think the math says that teams score from here about 70% of the time, but it can't be a 4-point play. It can't be a 4.5-point play. Just a guess. But hell, half the people betting on sports anyways are just guessing half the time or more. Fourth and goal. Here we go. Motion left. One back behind Stafford. Play fake. Throws it. Back of the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Ferguson. There is a flag. Oh, they're going to get a man downfield against the Rams. Touchdown's coming off. Boy, what a costly penalty. How can you have a man downfield? You can't go a yard downfield. You're inside the 1. That can't be that's a terrible call. By law, it can't be a penalty. I don't think I've ever seen that called before. I don't even know how you can call it. I don't think I thought by math it's not feasible. It's not possible To be downfield, you have to be more than a yard downfield. They had the ball at the one, inside the one. I guess the end zone doesn't count when it comes to going downfield. I don't know about that. I think the Rams just got hosed. 5'11" and 243. Jesus. Snap down up, and it's good from 23. The Rams are on the board. Mevis. That the kid from Missouri? Yeah, 23. I'm sorry, 7-3. Sea bags over the Rammers. 143 to go in the first. This will be a quick timeout. They jammed a commercial in for the injury. Seattle laying 5.5 now. So there you go. It wasn't a 6 or a 7 point play or a 0 point play. It ended up being a 3 point play after all. Hence the line deviating from the 3.5 and 6.5 to now a neutral number, 4.5 and 5. The Pinnacle's actually 5.5 and Chris is 4.5. Dog money. Both totals are the same, 43.5. Nothing for me yet. I think I like Seattle, but it's hard to know once you're still in the scripted drives. Clearly, Seattle was looking ahead next week. This game by far more important for them than the Colts, and they've treated it that way so far. I just don't like that call. Downfield is such a chintzy call on 4th and 1 from the 11-inch line. Touchback. Live price is 5 minus money at Chris now, 5.5 flat Pinnacle, 5.5 minus a little bit, 43.5 and 44. Again, no strong opinion yet. At the 35 is where they'll start here, 143 to go. Motion left, power play, up the middle. Charbonnet again bangs his way through for about 8. Seattle offensive line's done a really good job so far. That was everybody too. I mean, Cooper Kupp was one of the receivers. He even got his man on the outside. One back behind Darnold, drops back, play fake, fires it to the right to Barner. It's dropped, incomplete. Probably just for the best, as he was going to get smashed when he caught it and maybe would have lost a yard or two. Clint Kubiak's the offensive coordinator for Seattle. You can certainly tell he's not adopted. He looks just like his dad. 3rd and 1, gun. Back is offset to the left. Motion to the right. Fire back to the left. And the defensive back jumps it. Smith, Dick, and Jigba can't bring it in. Forbes all over the play. And Seattle's going to have a decision to make. Darnold coming off. They're going to punt it. Wasn't a bad throw. Good defense. From the 43, it's a long one or a short two. They need to get to the boss to touch the 45. Dixon's punt caught at the 12, a fair catch. 45-yard punt. 58 seconds left to go in the quarter. And they are going to ram a timeout up our ass. Merciful on the field in Seattle, 7-3 bags. Live prices coming here shortly. I'll be around Saturday. I mentioned for the college football playoffs. There are some fabulous college basketball games. This would be a week if I could pick. Well, I'm not going to commit to that. As I say, if I could pick one day, not counting the NFL Sundays for 3 hours in the early slate from 1 to 4, both of the next 2 weeks. But take that out. I think I would say Saturday would be my pick to be back home in my condo to be able to work just because there are just so many good games. I mean, all the playoffs are going all day, a couple other bowl games, the one AA playoffs, but the college basketball card, the non-conference schedule this weekend is incredible. It's the last weekend of all these monster non-conference matchups. It gets real quiet the 24th, 25th, 26th, no games at all in college hoops, and then the weekend after that is uh, is when conference games will start in earnest. Live price here on the NFL game: Seattle, a 4-point favorite, as the Rams take over at their own 12, down 7-3 for their third possession of the game. They went turnover on downs, field goal, and Seattle went touchdown and punt as we near the end of the first quarter. Total in the football game: 43 flat, 43 and a half under a bunch is out there as well. Again, four flats, pretty much the consensus price offshore, which is where I have the majority of my books stacked on this computer to be able to see. I'm not going to scroll all the way to find out what they're using in town. It's not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. We are 8 minutes from the top of the hour. Thanks for checking me out. Those of you who have done it before, I appreciate you. Those of you who have not, welcome. My name is Rex Byers, REX underscore BEYERS on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. You see it. Over the middle, Nakua catches it. He breaks a tackle out past midfield, the 40, the 35, down to the 33. Monster gain for the Rams. They've eliminated all the yardage from the punt. I think that's a 60-yard gain. I was listening to Mitch and Paul earlier on VSiN. They had interviewed Arash Markazi, who's a Rams kind of a beat guy. He mentioned he thought Tutu Atwell would be involved in this game. That was the one prop that a friend of mine was asking, what would you do with this game if you had to get involved pregame? And I think that you could get Atwell to go over 25 yards at like 2-1. That one I thought was a great bet. I think he'll have one catch for more than 25 at some point. He's got real speed. Here's the give to Williams. He bangs it up the middle or off right tackle, I guess, to off the right side for about 3. So, yeah, let's call it a 3-yard game. We've reached the end of the first quarter, and it's Rammers have it at the Seattle 31, trailing 7-3. End of one. Got about a 3.5 minute timeout here. Wait for the live price. The adjusted number should come up any second. I'm seeing Seattle 2.5 again, which is where we started. Well, should say where we finished. The closing line at post 2.5 and 41.5, 42. Live total currently 43.5 over a bunch, 44.5 flat. My father was kind enough to make some iced tea earlier, which it's good. The problem is they don't put as much sugar in it as they used to. Used to be the best. Now they put a little less sugar. I cheated a little bit. I had some candy from the Cracker Barrel that I brought home. Those little sticks you buy, like 10 for $2 or whatever. Um, I had a lemon one. Put like maybe half of that stick into my sweet tea. It worked. The tea that was half sweet, half unsweet turned into like 70% sweet. So I'll have to remember that the next time. Maybe even put a little bit less in there. It got a little. I got a little aggressive with it, more so than I expected. Live price here now: Seattle 2.5, painted minus some money. Chris is 3 minus 103. Total there 45.5. It's been bet up from 44.5. Pinnacle 43.5 over 40. Buckeye 44.5 flat, give or take. That's pretty much what I'm seeing in Vegas as well. 44.5 flat. Nothing for me yet. Nothing stands out. Nothing looks like you're getting away the best of anything. It's a good, hard played game. The Rams left 4 points on the board at the other end. They also, didn't convert on the fourth down early. It looks like clearly the Rams still playing to their power level and talent. But there's nothing that says that has to continue or that they have to win. I mean, Seattle's first drive, they look like world beaters. So, tough to make any commitments here. Not going to force anything. NFL's tough. I guess the situation will allow me to at least show you the setup here. I may do that here in a bit so you guys can kind of know what I'm working with. Oh man, the coup on second eight was wide open, overshot him. Yeah, he's just stop and go there. Oh man, 29 was beat. Stafford's just got to do better. Got something falling from the sky here. Rain. Here comes a blitz on 3rd and 8. Slant caught. First down. Whittington. Yeah, they sent Witherspoon, but he came way too late to be able to affect the play. They threw right into it. Oh no, that's from the other side. 21's the blitzer, not 20. First and 10 at the 13. Stafford gives it to the back. This is Williams. He slashes back towards the middle. Gain of about 5. So was he the one that committed the penalty on the downfield after the other guy got injured? I don't know, see if it was the left guard or the right guard. Rams are in a monster formation here. 13, it looks like. Here's the give to Williams. He bangs it up through the middle for 4. Be third and a long 1, maybe a short 2, depending on the spot. Clock will move inside of 13 minutes before the next snap, unless the Rams go fast. Seattle leads it 7-3. Big play here. 3rd and 2. Seattle crowd get into it. Motion left. One of the tight ends. Again, a 13 formation. Now there's, let's see. Play fake, roll right, fire. Incomplete. Not a good throw. Stafford's missed on a couple of those. Yeah, the Rams have been have had 4th downs a bunch. 4th and 2, and once this is for the it's 4 times they've gone for it tonight. Yeah, A 2 for 3. This is their fourth down attempt. Motion right, one back behind Stafford. Play clock down to 1. They don't snap it, and they're going to have to kick a field goal. This is the second time the Rams have gotten it down inside the 5, and they're going to have to settle for no touchdowns. That will not make McVay happy. I have to figure out how to get this chair to rock back and forth. It's a nice chair. It doesn't let me scoot up and back. 12:49 on the clock. And this field goal will be attempted. .28-yard right hash, down, up, and good. 7-6. Rams get points, but after the big long play to Nakua to start to get it down inside the 40 on the first play of the drive, certainly disappointment there. And that was not Stafford's best effort on third down. He's missed a couple of throws here today. A couple he'd like to have back. He actually had one on that drive. The throw to Nakua should have been a touchdown. Just overshot him. Let's see, where do we stand here? Live price is Seattle 2.5, which, I'm starting to formulate some thoughts on this game. It looks to me like the Rams just might be a little bit off. Not a lot off, but Seattle's a good enough team, especially at home, that you gotta convert touchdowns and not field goals when you get down there like that. Especially not having Adams probably has been costly a little bit, especially when they got down there kind of deep. 2.5 flat, 2.5 minus some money on Seattle. I think I lean Seattle. Don't love them. Total's 44.5. All these numbers are very live. One's live, two's live, three's obviously the most popular number. There's just so many ways for it to get there when the game's sitting one like this. All these numbers are in play. Every half matters. I can't quite be interested in laying 2.5. I would consider 2, but it would only be Seattle at this point, just based on the Rams basically pissing away 2 really good opportunities on each of those last 2 drives. I have a feeling that they're going to live to regret that. A lot of times I'll also notice here when getting involved with the NFL that, well, this is the case in almost anything, really. If you go into the game and not really have an opinion at all, your opinion a lot of times will end up being stronger um, as you're watching the game because you don't have a bias going in. You already know, like, kind of, if you have a pregame bet, you already know what you want to happen or you think you might be seeing happening. I've been doing this, since I started booking live in like 2007, 2006, 2007. It's very, very difficult. I've done it long enough. I think I do a pretty good job of hiding it or of not letting it affect my work if I'm booking or if I'm betting, not letting it affect, whatever. But ultimately, I'm sure if you look at your percentage, I know at least this is for me this way. When I go back and look at my percentage of betting the live, I'm much, much better at it when I don't have a pregame bet because I'm able to eliminate any biases that exist, whether inherent or not, they're there. And when you don't have an opinion, you don't have a bias. You can see things with eyes wide open, and this is one of those spots where I feel like if we're going to get involved tonight, I don't have to force anything. I can just kind of sit here and be patient. And whenever I feel like they make a mistake or we have the best of it by a point or two, then we can go. I just can't quite get to the line. I like Seattle, but it would have been at 2, not quite 2.5 minus money. So we wait. Total 44.5, under money 43.5. Flat or under a little bit. Start with the penalty on this drive after the touchback out to the 35. Rams not interested whatsoever in trying to kick it to Seattle. They much rather just let them start at the 35, which is interesting. Not going for the field position battle. I know that McVay early this season, the kicker was a conundrum for the Rams because the kicker was great on all the kickoffs, I mean, if you remember the Philadelphia game, the Eagles had the ball inside their own 15 every time. I mean, the kicker was totally confusing the Eagles after all those Rams scores in the first half. But the guy kept missing field goals and extra points, so they had to let him go and bring this kid from Missouri as the kicker now, and he's not even trying to kick it off cute. They're just banging it all the way through the end zone. So there's a fundamental way that the Rams have changed their special teams and their kickoff coverage since that Philly game back early in the season, week 3 or whenever it was. Darnold sets to get going here after the penalty. Second and 14, the clock will move it inside of 12 minutes on this play. The back is offset to his right. He's going to go back. He's going to come up. He's going to get hit, and he's going to get sacked. 53 landman gets him in the backfield before he can get out of the pocket, or not before he got out of the pocket, but before he got upfield. Had he beaten landman, he would have had good ways to run. run. Sort of committed to bringing it down and going too early. It allowed 53 to come off of his receiver, the tight end, and make a play. I think that's one of those where if he lets the play develop for another second or a second and a half, then the linebacker has to make a choice to whether to stay with that tight end releasing or go with the quarterback, give him an option. Third and 15, a swing pass is on the outside to the running back. It's Walker. He gains several. It will be well short of the first down. Seattle's going to have to punt it away. Yeah, once again, penalties, pre-snap penalties, which really on Seattle at home, that's unacceptable. False start before the first play. Look, he's even pointing at himself. My bad. Yeah, 15 yards against the Ram defense is no bargain. Fourth and 8. Dixon back at his own. The snap is at the 37. It's a bomb. Caught at the 7. Smith gets the corner 15, 20, 25, 30. Missed tackle all the way out to the 38. So I won't say he outkicked his coverage, but he may have. 57-yard punt and 31 on the return. So the Rams are in great field position here as they'll start it out near midfield. I missed the time. Let me double check here. 10:24 to go before the break. Seattle, a touchdown and a couple of punts. And they still lead the Rams 7-6. Rams stopped on downs. Chip shot field goal, chip shot field goal. Yardage wise, Rams 190, Seattle 77. Rams no punts. Yeah, it's crazy. They're averaging 60 something yards a drive, and they've only got 6 points. They won't get well if they get 60 yards again this drive, they'll be short again by no, yeah, by another yard or two. They need 62. Yeah. Okay, 10:24 to go. Let's check the live price. Rams are now the favorite at Chris and Pinnacle. It's the other way around. Pretty much a dead ass pick 'em. One dog money at both spots on both sides. So you can get whatever you want to here. You can take one and lay a juice with either side, or you can lay one and get it close to even money. And the money line's basically, like I say, a flat pick pretty much everywhere. Total 42 and a half flat. There is a 43 under at Pinnacle, 42 and a half over money at Chris. So we're dangerously close to what the game closed, which was 2.5 and 42 on the total, I should say. The bowl game in Frisco between Missouri State and Arkansas State is underway. Closing price Arkansas State 1.5 and 55. Again, Arkansas State was the preferred side. I didn't get involved with it, but I would only have had Arkansas State just based on the way that the game trended and was bet, and the way that the people I respect being on that side that I charted. Nothing to it here. No score in that game. They're 3 minutes into it. Xbox Bowl, ESPN for that one. Ford Center at the Star in Frisco, Texas. Rams will start at the 38. Stafford gives it to the back. It's Williams. He bangs his way through the middle. Nice play. The line pushes him forward for another yard. He's going to get a total of 9. This is Corum, 22, not 23. Look at that one seed. Rams will bang it through for a first down, stay on the ground. This is Corum. He bangs it, gets it out past midfield. Clock will move inside of 9.5 minutes to go. At the 49. Here's the snap. Corum takes it up the middle for about 3, maybe 4. This is a really well played game. Lots of hard hitting. What you expect from two teams that are 11-3. Not really much accidental about that. Um, Rams, I think, are playing better. The box score bears that out, but the execution in the red zone has been just no good. And a couple of Stafford passes uh, were just offline, just off the mark. Play fake, Stafford back, fires, caught. Williams over the middle, complete. He gets 5. It'll be 3rd and 2 now. 9:12 Eastern Time, 6:12 out west. I am Rex Byers, your host here on the Sweatbox. Thanks for checking me out. Twitch TV, YouTube TV. I am live from Southern Indiana, my parents' house, visiting family for Christmas. I'll be home for the next 2 weeks. I will be streaming intermittently. I will be putting the schedule up. If not tonight, then tomorrow I'll update it. Um, as we prepare for tomorrow night's broadcast, I will be around in about 23 hours from now, a little bit less, as we start coverage of the 2025 Division 1A playoffs. Alabama is at Oklahoma tomorrow night. I think that game is on ESPN, not ABC. So I will be in the basement watching it on the box with a delay, same as my deal with all the games on the delays when I'm out at my condo in Las Vegas today. This game being on Amazon Prime allows me to stream it from upstairs on a faster feed. All the antenna games, the same rules apply. I'll be up here in this room where my mom has her office set up and does a lot of her work for pleasure in retirement. Rams in a monster formation here, 13 group in there. Here's a give to the back. He bangs his way through there. That's Corum this time. Second down, it's gain of about, well, I got him to 3rd and 1. God, they got the center and the right and the left tackle both got to the second level. Seattle didn't have anybody in the box to get them blocked. That's a nightmare situation for the safety or that backer. 2nd and 1, not 3rd and 1. Sorry, not even a full yard. Dream situation for the offense here. Free play almost. Give it to the back again. He bounces it outside. He has the first down, not much more. Maybe gets 2. They'll move it to the 25 here. Clock will move inside of 6 minutes when they snap it again. This is another one of these drives. The Rams, I mean, they're really going to live to regret these if they don't start scoring touchdowns. I've just seen this happen too many times in the NFL. You can't keep going down here and kicking field goals. I don't care how much you're dominating the game and dominating the line of scrimmage. You can't keep kicking field goals. Snap. Stafford has it. Dumps it over the middle. Williams catches it. That's at the 20-ish, maybe the 21. I don't know what they're going to give him the progress or not because he did start running backwards. It looks like they do. 5:20 to go in the second quarter. Clock moving. At the 20, Stafford fires. Caught. First down, Ramblers. Mumpfield again. I guess Tutu Atwell is not going to contribute in this game. I really thought this would be a night where he'd get 30 or 40 yards, maybe. He's good news is he's got the speed and capability to do it on one play. First and goal for the Rammers. Clock moving at 4:40 left now. Stafford 11 of 16 for 164. Clock down to one. Snap. Williams up the middle, bangs his way to the 5, the 4, the 3. Second and goal. Arkansas State's on the board against Missouri State. 10:24 to go in the first. 7-0 Arkansas State leads it. Live price 6, 6.5, 58, and 59 the totals with various juice attached. Nakua's in motion left, back right, and then left. Did he throw it to him? Touchdown. This is Ferguson. I'm guessing that there was a screen by Nakua there, just based on where they lined up. He went out, Nakua went in. 11 plays, 62 yards off the clock. 6:41 off the clock, sorry, on the drive. That was the most impressive work they've done tonight. Extra point right down the middle. Rams 13, Seattle 7, 3:43 to go before the half. Both teams have all three timeouts. Fascinating finish of the first half based on that and the fact that the Seattle gets it at halftime. So big possession here both ways as we see how things play out coming into the last four of the first half and the first four of the second half. Key part of this game, no doubt. 13-7 Rams, 3:43 left. Live price 2.5 minus a bunch of money on the Rams and 3. Total 44.5 and 45.5. No interest whatsoever. I would have almost assuredly been interested in Seattle if the Rams had gone up 9-7 there. At 13-7, not so much. Rams finally cash in off of a second really good punt return of the half. Three, 44.5. There is a 3.5 out there at the Westgate. 2.5 minus 22 at Pinnacle, 3 dog, 19 at Chris. 45.5 their total, 44.5 everywhere else. No real clue. I think I lean under. I just can't get to the window. There's just both teams have shown the ability this year when the going gets tough, they can find ways to score points, even though they're not always touchdowns. The Rams haven't even punted yet. Once again, a touchback. This is fascinating that the Rams just refuse to even consider doing anything to try to pin them in there deep. I thought that would be something that should be discussed a little more. Like I said, anybody that remembers what the Rams were doing earlier this year, it was incredible. I mean, their special teams were incredible. Action points, no cap. Southern Miss 24, La 17. I don't have my basketball page pulled up on my odds screen. Let me look at it. Now, there's a bunch of NBA tonight. What's Pacers are tied up with the Knicks, 120 left. That game closed 3.5. It was I thought the Pacers were in the best spot of anybody all year. Conversely, the Knicks the worst spot off the wins in Las Vegas on Saturday and Tuesday. The Tuesday win over the Spurs got them the NBA Cup. Now they come to Indiana 2 nights later and has to be the flattest spot of the season. They're in it. They're in it with a chance. But I thought the Pacers would win this game for sure. Any points that you take are a bonus. Southern Miss is laying 4.5 and 68 at the break and at halftime against La. Are there any other notable scores on there? I don't have anything to do with any of this college hoops tonight. Darnold is sacked on second down, and there it is. Turner. He gets the play the piano coming out for commercial, and then he gets a sack on the next drive. We have a double overtime game in Terre Haute. Bradley and ISU in Missouri Valley action. 83 all at the end of one overtime. Is there anything else happening of note? A lot of these games are set up for Saturday, so there's not a whole lot going on tonight. There are some games. There are some conference games. Again, Illinois State, Southern Illinois is another Valley game. Not much in the shit games either. Walker on 3rd and 16. Breaks a tackle, breaks another, and he's got a first down. Oh, man. I mean, the fans were booing when they first gave him the ball. He is explosive. 2-minute warning, a huge play. So it went from Rams going to get the ball back with the chance to extend their lead at the 2-minute warning with all three timeouts to now Seattle on 3rd and 16 gets 18 on the ground. They'll have first down with the chance to now get 20 yards to get into field goal range, and more importantly, they could probably end the half the ball if they want to run the ball again. That's a huge play in this football game. If Seattle comes back to win it, that will end up being the play of the game because that's a huge potential swing. Go from 16-7 or 20-7 at the half in favor of the Rams, who haven't punted yet. Now, if Seattle comes down and scores, it's either 13-10 or 14-13 Seattle, and they get the ball to start the second half. So completely, I mean, that's a monster of a play, and ultimately could be. And certainly, the way that this NFC is setting up, it's far better for all the other teams that are not named the Rams for the Rams to lose this game tonight. Seattle's still got games coming up that they can lose. The Rams will be favored heavily in probably both of theirs. And the Rams have already won the first matchup of the season. So they're sitting in the catbird seat. Live price now, Rams 2.5, and there's some $3 a bunch of money at Pinnacle, 2.5, minus a little bit of money elsewhere. I can't get involved still, and nothing to do with the total either. 44.5 flat, by and large, is the price. There's a little bit of under juice at Chris. I don't know. I mean, like I say, I lean to under, but anybody that could say that with any conviction after watching some of these offensive plays. I mean, there have been some really nice offensive plays tonight. Not, they're leading to sustained drives, but a lot of a lot of a lot of chunk plays in there too, and big returns on a couple of punts to set up shorter fields or a loss on downs. Seattle's touchdown drive was only about 61 yards. Um, yeah, 2.5 and 44.5, give or take. We are a little over 70 minutes into the sweat box today. Those of you who were with me from the start saw the welcome message for a couple minutes, and then saw me playing with my camera the next minute after that to try to get this thing set up, this laptop view, which is Walker again gets to the outside, bangs his way out to the 49. He stays in bounds, which is not necessarily a bad thing. The most important thing for Seattle is the Rams cannot get the ball back. Under any circumstances, the Rams can't get it back. That means you score touch. That means don't score a touchdown in the next 30 seconds either. No shots. Just make sure that you're doing what you can to run the clock, if not all the way out, then down to an untenable level. Clock moving inside 90 seconds. 2nd and 5. They give it to Walker. Again, he bangs his way up the middle, powers his way for really close to the yellow line. Let's see where the mark is. The umpires got him short by about a half yard. Now they're going to go with some urgency here. Rams time of possession 20.5 minutes to 8 minutes. Darnold gooses it. First down. 106 left, and they're going to call their first timeout. That'll be at the. I'll double check the spot. I think it's at the Seattle the Rams 44. Live price coming. Rams 2.5. 43.5. The 44.5s are going away, which again, that's that they're basically trying to assume field goal here is what the live price is telling you based on what they're expecting here. I mean, it's basically the second half total is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 21. Another thing to think about too is that I heard about the weather forecast today up there, and they acted like the wind was going to calm down some in the second half, but who knows? That I also thought it was supposed to rain more than it did so far, and the weather hasn't really been an issue in this game. Draw. This is Charbonnet. He gets only a yard. They're going to have to call another timeout. Not yet. Now they do. Well, the Rams called it. So this is McVay calling his first timeout with 58 seconds left. So now he's betting on his defense to get a stop so he can try to get the ball back and kick a field goal. Seattle managed the game against the Colts pretty well last weekend. They started calling their timeouts when the Colts were around this spot on the field, and they actually did get the stop. And the Colts had to kick a 60-yard field goal, and he made it. So the Colts did take the lead, but because Seattle had burned their timeouts on defense, they were able to give themselves enough time to get a couple of first downs into field goal range. And Myers made his sixth and final field goal of the day at an 18-point effort from him. 18-16 Seattle final. Obviously, it's not the same thing when you're in the first half as it is when you're trying to win the game or in the fourth quarter. But still, the Rams are betting on their defense to get a stop here. Here's a pass. Darnold rolls left. He's going to keep it. There is a flag down. It's thrown by the line judge, and I'm guessing there's going to be some sort of a defensive holding here. Yeah. So it's going to be an automatic first down. That'll be the end of the Rams calling timeouts, most likely. 51 seconds left. It's weird looking at the TV, and I'm looking at myself on the replay on the YouTube, and I'm seeing myself looking away. The camera is strategically right in front of my face, so I'm always looking at you guys when I'm looking at the TVs as well. At my house here, I haven't done that yet. I may have to grab a chair or something and put it right here in front of me so I'm giving you guys some more attention. Surely to Christ, you can't like the fact that I'm looking away all the time. But who knows? Maybe some of you do. Makes it more authentic that you can tell I'm actually paying attention to what's going on. Ball's at the 34, first down. 51 seconds left. Clock is stopped. They both have 2 timeouts left. Darnold out of the gun, fires it over, slant over the middle, first down, and it's fumbled. And the Rams have rolled into the end zone and recovered it. Durant has, and I think that's going to be good enough for a touchback. He was Durant had a chance to fall on it in the field of play. Yeah, 10 for the Seahawks. Cup made the catch, and he broke a tackle. Yeah, Wallace was never there, but then 3 comes in, and then Kitchens helps clean up. Yeah, 3 put it right on him, and yeah, he was able to get it and roll into the end zone. I mean, there's a small chance they're going to give it to him at like the 1 or 2 yard line, but I think that they're going to spot that as a touchback, and that changes everything again. The Knicks have come back and beaten the Pacers. They outscored them by 7 in the fourth quarter, win at 114 to 113. Pacers do get the money, cover all numbers, lose by 1, catch them 3.5, 4, 4.5. Seahawks have now lost 12 fumbles this year, and that's the most in the league. And again, that's a stat that's got a lot of luck involved. Interceptions are not so much. It's quarterback ineptitude or receiver mistake, whatever. Fumble luck is totally different. I mean, there's been several teams that fumble a bunch and they seem to recover all of them. The Chiefs were like that last year, I think. They're going to look at this Durant recovery and see. This is what I'm talking about. He had it at like the 1 yard line and he kept rolling all the way into the end zone. Just a matter of how the ref's going to score it. This is what I thought he was doing. It looked like he was intentionally trying to roll into the end zone before he picked it up. Maybe I'm giving him too much credit for being smart. He just picked it up when he picked it up. So now, was it 43 seconds left and they have 2 timeouts? So now it's the Rams who will go in with the lead. It's just a matter of whether they want to try to tack onto it now. They do give it to him at the 20, so not the 1. Now Seattle calls a timeout. 43 seconds left. That changes everything. If the Rams had it at the 1, then it becomes just trying to get out of the half at 13-7. Now you could be sure McVay's going to want to try to find a way to get about 40 yards out of this. The wind's blowing that direction. I mean, Mevis has banged these kickoffs out of the end zone. I'm sure his range is good up to 60 minimum in this. We just need to get to inside the Seattle 43 or so. Rams have already clinched a playoff berth. Seahawks will get in with the win. They'll end up there anyways, most likely. Rams 3, minus money, 4.5, dog a bunch at Pinnacle. 41 the total, 40.5 also a total. Stafford back out of the gun. Fires. Into double coverage. Is that my Atwell? Nope, Mumfield again. Yeah, they're picking on that guy. That 29 broke it up. He's actually not played a bad half. There's the one pass that they threw at him that they caught, and there was a penalty against him, was good defense. Stafford gives it to the back. This is Williams gets 6, and now we got another lineman injured, or at least hurt for the Rams. 31 seconds left. Seattle calls timeout. I don't. So the Seahawks have called timeouts on each of the last two plays. I don't understand this. I mean, the Rams have been conservative, but not like I don't. I don't know. And the Seattle clock, I did a great job last week. 31 seconds left, and the Rams still have two timeouts left. Let's see how aggressive they get here on 3rd and 5. They don't. Williams gets it, and he's dropped. They'll be able to run the clock out. So I don't know what Seattle was trying to accomplish there. I mean, they were never going to get the ball back. I mean, it was a no-win situation for them. I mean, other than making the Rams, I don't know. I mean, making the Rams second guess their. I don't know. They weren't going to let their. I guess the Rams by calling the timeouts, they forced the Rams' hand to not get aggressive and go for anything because they didn't want to give them the ball back. See what the coach has to say for Seattle. I do like the Seattle coach. Both these guys clearly know what they're doing. All right, we are at the half. 13-7, the Rams lead it. Seattle does get the ball first. They won the toss and deferred. Halftime markets will come shortly. Scribble down. Has to be nothing but Seattle 3. And I think 20 and a half is closer to being right with the weather and the defensive abilities and stuff. But 21 is probably what it'll come, and I can't argue with that. And here they come. Yeah, there's 3 dog money at Buckeye, 3 flat in town, 21 flat on the total, 20 and a half at Buckeye, 21 under a quarter at Chris. Chris side is 3 flat. Pinnacle side is 3. The dog money is 3 minus 3 minus 02 on Seattle if you want it. Lots of 3 dog money. Offshore also 21 under 15. 21 flats the highest that I see. 21 under a quarter at Chris. So yeah, I hate to sit here and talk to myself for hours on end and not have anything to recommend, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. It's been a fun game to watch, and it's been fun talking to you guys. I probably won't stick around for much longer. Bottom line is, it's a good game to watch, and I don't see a whole lot of value in betting. There's just not a whole lot that can happen tonight that's going to not be surprising. I mean, anything is in play here. Seattle to come back and win, the Rams to draw off and be more. I mean, that time possession's extreme. The Rams' ability to move the ball up and down the field the whole half was impressive. I did not like the conservative play calling at the end of the half, but the shoe was on the other foot. I said the one thing that Seattle couldn't do was give the Rams the ball back, and the one thing they did was turn it over. I mean, after putting together a nice start to a drive, the 3rd and 16 or 18 run for a first down was inexcusable. It should have been a game-changing play. Cup's fumble was unfortunate because had he gone down where he was tackled, they were going to call a timeout there. They would have had one more left and about 20 yards to go and first down and 30 more seconds. So there was ample time to do, maybe 40 seconds, ample time to do whatever they wanted to on that spot of the field with that situation. So a little bit misfortunate there. Gun to my head, I think I'd still rather have Seattle at halftime if I had to make a play here. At -3 even money or -3 up to -05. There is no gun to my head, so there's no reason to get involved. Total, like I say, 20 and a half and 21 are out there, and like I said, I would have no problem with either one of those numbers. Just a very, very slight lean at the 21 level to under over going over 20 and a half. But again, only a lean, and yeah, nothing worth recommending at this point. A couple of scores elsewhere. You got Atlanta loser tonight, Charlotte in the NBA, 133-126. Game flies over all the numbers. Atlanta was laying 4.5. Outright dog in that one. in the college bowl game, this Xbox Bowl at the Ford Center. 14-0 Arkansas State leads it. 2:06 to go in the first quarter. Live price 11 and 11.5 on Arkansas State. Total 59, and there's some 58.5 over money at Chris as well. That'll reset the mechanism there. Again, the college games, we got another overtime going at the in the Missouri Valley. Bradley and Indiana State in Terre Haute at the Holman Center, 92-92 at the end of Ot. So we're going to triple Ot. Let's see. Anything else worth note in the college? Not really. Hockey. Everything is gone except for Dallas and San Jose, which goes 10:07. In San Jose, the Stars are laying $1.90 to $2, give or take. 6 flat, 615. And in the college hoops, Pepperdine and Long Beach, 4.5 at home, 141 against Pepperdine. Then the last game in the NBA, Sacramento, Portland, 10-10. Tip in Portland, Blazers 9, 239. Give or take a half point on either side of the total there. And that's where we stand. Football game in the NFL, Week 16, Rams, Seattle, 13-7 in Seattle. Seattle laying, Rams up 13-7 in Seattle. Seattle laying 3. Dog money, dog a bunch of money. Amapola just went to -3 plus 11. Huge move on the Rams there. 20.5 over money, 21 under. On the totals, clear all that out. And yeah, feel free to chat me on anything if you want. Otherwise, I'm going to hang out for a bit longer, but not too much. Looks like there's not a whole lot to play as things stand. And this iced tea has me in a situation where I need to probably get up and go to the can anyway. Before we get started in the second half. So, I am Rex Byers here with you in the Sweatbox, your host, YouTube TV, Twitch TV. Thanks for hanging out with me in Southern Indiana. I'll be here visiting my parents for the next couple weeks. I'm looking forward to tomorrow night, certainly, and glad to get things off the schneid tonight and have you guys hang out with me for a little bit. I will promote tomorrow on in my Twitter account that I'm going to do the stream. And if you guys could do me a favor and tell a friend, get into YouTube and hit that thumbs up, hit that bell. You know, all you got to do by subscribing to me gives the analytics people a little bump, and it lets them know what's going on. Lets other people know what I'm doing in here. Maybe try to get some other people to check it out. Of course, the same thing in Twitch. Make sure that you join. It's free, and it lets the algorithm tell other people what's going on here. Follow me, obviously, and it will be much appreciated as I try to build this thing up and make it something that can do going forward. It's not easy to get a job in this business, and if I can make my own way doing this instead, I'm all for it. Let's try that. So, as things stand, the half one more time here. I'll go over the numbers. About 5.5 minutes to go, maybe 6 minutes to kick off. You've got Seattle 3, the dog 20, total 20.5, and there is some 21 under money as well. Good split. The 20.5 is juiced to over. The 21 is juiced to under. The game's sitting 20 like this. 21 is not. It's live, but it's not worth what they're charging you for it. I almost think you're better off going over 21 plus 105 at Chris, or under 20.5 plus 105 at Bet Online, or whoever who else has got it. You can get plus money on either one of those numbers at 20.5 or 21 if you look at the worst number. I just think that the juice isn't quite worth 10 cents here, and they're charging some places more than that on this one. Missouri State has found the end zone against Arkansas State. Late first quarter there, 14-7. The Red Wolves lead it by 7 over the Bears. Osos. 8 minus money on Arkansas State. The live price 64 over a bunch of Pinnacle, 65 flat at Chris. Game closed 1.5 Arkansas State 55. With that, I will take a quick hiatus. I will be back in about 3 minutes. We'll be ready for the second half. Go over the last second halftime thoughts. No opinion here. pretty much all over the number. No play. See if we can find something live here. +3 Steam action points. No cap says. Let me look and see. Yeah, like I said, that +3 certainly came off short of that Emma pulling money, and now it's in Vegas too. -3 +05 available in at Circa. I would consider Seattle, but it's just so tough. Three's the number. You can't like not use three. It's sitting Rams 3 and or sitting Rams 6 and Seattle 3 puts it on Rams 3. I mean, it's just really hard to book it off of any other number. I mean, 2.5 would have to be minus a lot, like 35 minimum. I mean, it's just a monster half point in the grand scheme of things with where the game state is now with the Seattle getting the ball first and the total being this low. So that's why that is the way that is. Back short. Did I mute again? Jesus Christ. Sorry about that. I don't know how long I was on mute there. Maybe time to call it a night. Still not quite got all my senses from the flights yet. My body clock is really messed up. There's nothing worse than flying in the middle of the day on a, where you have to go to the airport early and then your first flight's at 11:30 in the morning, and then by the time you land, 4 hours later, it's already dark. Rams are on the move here again at the 34. It's second and 6. Clock will move inside a minute to go. Power play. Third and 3. Clock will move inside of 50 seconds. Here we go. Third and 3. Rams up 9. If it's a run play, it'll be the last play of the quarter. It's a pass, Stafford, and it's still the last play of the quarter because Makua has made his first catch since the first quarter on the last play of the third quarter, and it's inside the 5. End of 3, Rams 23-14. And that should just about put this baby to bed. A touchdown and an extra point will make it a 16-point lead for the Rams, who are just about ready to lock up the 1 seed in the NFC. Everybody's playing for second place, unless the Bags can somehow miraculously get back in this thing. I actually like the Rams this price. There's 11s popping up, 12 the dog money at Pinnacle. I think the Rams are cheap. This could be a situation because that Seattle's going to have to throw it now, and they haven't had any success doing that when playing from when this game state. Darnold's been hideous against the Rams these last 3 games plus tonight, 3.5, 3 3/4 games, particularly when the Rams know he's going to throw it. 11.5 minus money at the Westgate. I like that line better. Like I said, that 11 at Chris is cheap. The Rams are a huge favorite to get a touchdown from here, I think. But I thought that the last time. They keep kicking field goals down here, so who knows? Total is 52.5. 52 over 23. I actually like that over 52 price, just for the simple fact that if the Rams even get one, I'm sorry, if Seattle gets even one touchdown, they'll go for 2 after the first one. If they get it, you're already to 52. Then it's a free roll from there. Yeah, that half point's pretty important. With it sitting 37 like this, it's 15.5. It's a good number. I would only have over. Even at the 52.5 price, I think I still would only have over. Just because you're guaranteed, if they get a touchdown here in the 7, that means it's going to take 2 more scores only, period, no matter what they are, as long as it's not 2 field goals. And Seattle's about done kicking field goals anyways. I mean, in theory, it could be there in 3 plays. I mean, you get the Rams score on the first play, and Seattle scores, not going to be the kick return because the Rams keep banging it out of the end zone, but pretty quickly, next thing you know, there's 14 minutes left, and it's already to 52 if they get the 2-point conversion. I could only have over. Rams 10 minus 25 at Chris. I do not understand that. It's entirely too low. Yeah, I don't get it. If he 11 flat would have been a good lay. I should have found some 11 flat. That was the That was the play. I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's not like they have to score again. They've been down here inside the 5 twice and gotten 2 field goals, so it's not a cinch. But it's Rams are doing what they've done most of the year, and that is just making more plays than the other team. Gives to Williams from the 5. down inside the third to about the three. There will be second and goal for the Rams. I'm not sure what happened to Arkansas State, but Missouri State has the ball back. Been a couple of really big plays. Jalen Raynor's 8 for 14 for 194 and three touchdowns. Missouri State actually has more first downs than Arkansas State. Williams banging his way down near the goal line. God, that's a lot of contact. Third and goal at the one. Bryant's down for Seattle. 13:51 to go. Third and goal at the one. Rams up 9. I have to think they're going to go for it on fourth down here, given the game state and how good their defense played most of the night. God, that sucks. You're just minding your own business. The play's about to wind down, and then some fat guy falls right on your foot. Clock moving. 13:38. Third and goal at the one. Stafford fires to Naku on a slant, and that's a touchdown. Inside leverage, about as easy as it gets. Pitch and catch. 29-14 point pending. God, I can't believe we didn't lay the Rams minus 11 there. Fuck me. Mm-hmm. 13:34 left in regulation. 30-14. We do have halftime in Frisco, Texas, 24-17. I'll give you a price on that, and then I'm probably going to call it. Sort of missed our best cracks at this game. In the end, end up with nothing. Tutu Atwell's not going to catch his 25 yards for that 2-1. Recommendation of my buddy's not going to work out for him. No play on this end anywhere tonight. Getting settled in for a couple of long weeks here in Southern Indiana. Looking forward to visiting family and friends. I'll be hanging out with them a little bit. I know that Cox has 6 different horses running at Turfway Park on Sunday. That's a rescheduled card. First post is at, I believe, 3 p.m. Eastern. But with the NFL being this weekend, with all these games, with all the importance that's going on, I just couldn't quite get myself to going up there. It's only about a 90 minutes or maybe an hour 40 up from here to Florence, Kentucky. But in the end, it just would be real tough to get up to Greater Cincinnati. Even though they act like he's going to have a chance to get his picture taken several times. There's a bunch of stakes races they rescheduled because of the bitter cold last Sunday up in northern Kentucky. So keep that in mind if you're betting horses at Turfway on Sunday. Cox has a few live runners in there of the 6 that he's got in on the 10 race card. I don't think I'm going with them up there that day. Stream schedule I gave to earlier, a little bit. I'll update the Twitch page. So those of you who want to try to keep track of what's going on, I'm going to do that tonight or tomorrow first thing. Certainly, I'll be here tomorrow at post of the playoff game. Alabama is at Oklahoma. Sooners are now a small favorite. It looks like it says ABC now. So if that's the case, I'll be back in here and in the same room here with the antenna feed, and I'll have a faster feed than you guys. So that works out well. And ABC also has the Miami, Florida, and Texas A&M game Saturday, first thing at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, and I'll also be in here for that one. Now the other two games are on TNT at 12:30 and 4:30 Eastern. So Pacific. So 3:30 and 7:30 Eastern, and I will be. I'll go back downstairs for that one. We'll have a delay on the Magic Box, but I'll still have it. Just going to be down in the friendly confines of the basement instead of up here because there's no antenna feed on the last two playoff games. They'll both be on the boxes. And again, those games are going to be situations where I'm not necessarily focused all in, just because the point spreads are so high. We'll stick around with them as long as the games are somewhat competitive, as long as there's a chance to do something live and it's stay close. So Mevis is the kicker on field goals, and this Evans guy is the kickoff guy. Another touchback. So the 35 again is where Seattle will start their drive. So one thing, they've had good field position really most of the night, and for whatever reason they haven't been able to really cash in on it. A couple of costly picks, turnovers. Sorry, one fumble, one interception. 30 to 14, 13:34 left. Live price is 10.5, and there is a 10 out there as this drive starts. There must be a big play coming. 55.5 the total. I personally think the Rams minus 10 and a half. How could it be 10? There has to be a big play coming the other way. 55.5 the total. As Seattle gets to work, Darnold throws it. It's caught by Jackson Smith-Njigba out to the 40. And even with me having a fast feed on Amazon Prime Stream, it's not as fast as the bookmakers. Not as fast as what's going on with me watching my screen. I see a 10 and I see an 8.5 minus money now. So already back in business here. It looks like Seattle is. JSN's catches out to the 38, and I guess they're going to do something on this play too. Clock will go inside of 13 minutes here. Darnold fires, caught. JSN again, gain of 10. Give him 9, second short. 24-7, Arkansas State leads Missouri State in Frisco. Arkansas State, the favorite, 1 point in the second half. The total 26.5 flat. Yardage in this game isn't nearly as bad as the score suggests. The yardage is 226 to 163 in favor of Arkansas State. No turnovers either way. You got the Bears have punted 5 times and Arkansas State only once. 20 to 10, the time of possession, Missouri State. So Arkansas State big plays, even though they've only had it for 10-15. Seven-yard touchdown catch, a 71-yard touchdown catch, a 54-yard field goal, and then a 4-yard touchdown. So still only 9 first downs to 11 for Missouri State. Toss on 1st and 10 at the 24. Walker loses a yard or two. They may give him the spot back to the line of scrimmage. Clock moves. It'll be inside of 11:30 when they snap it again. 30 to 14, Rams. 9.5 minus money, 8.5 flat, 57 flat the total. I would certainly take plus 8.5 with the Rams if I could get to it. Darnold trips right, fires, slant, caught. Inside the 10 is Walker. Clock will move inside of 11 minutes. All right. 10:40 left. First and goal. It's ball's touching the 10. That's where Seattle moved from, down by 2 scores. Darnold catching a jigba to the 6. Progress stop at the 6. Clock will wind or continues to move. It'll be inside of 10 minutes or so is when they snap it again. There has to be some sort of urgency here, but you got to get a touchdown down by 16. Joshua and Paul, any thoughts? Yeah. If Paul doesn't win that fight, if Joshua doesn't win that fight, then Jake Paul's the most improved boxer from day one until now in the history of boxing, or it's rigged. I see no possibility of Joshua not winning that fight. I'll be shocked. I will watch it and I'll have it on the box. I guess it's tomorrow as well, so I have to kind of mess around with it with the playoff game. But yeah, I would be shocked if Paul wins that fight. I would go as far as saying if you knew for sure it was on the up and up, this is about as easy as going back 7 years when Pacquiao fought Mayweather, and everybody that I knew was trying to find a way to get to as much money or credit as they could so they could bet on, sorry, Mayweather against McGregor in boxing, so we could bet on Floyd. Like the only way Floyd was ever going to lose to McGregor is if he was taking a dive, and as long as he has a zero next to his name, he's not taking a dive in the loss column. Third and goal at the 7. Darnold back, empty backfield, 3 to the right, 2 to the left, intercepted. Slant pass, 91 dropped into coverage. Turner. And that will close the door on this one. Once again, I'm sick for not betting the Rams live. Two cracks we had at the end of the third quarter, and there when that drive started, both the lines seemed absurd. Gosh damn it. Been the same story all night. Same story the last 4 times they played this fucking team. 9:39 left to go. 30-14 Rams. That will do it. It's only a 2 score game. It might as well be a 20 score game. Live price coming, then I'm going to call it. Live prices and halftime prices. Again, the Arkansas State game 24-7 against Missouri State at the break. There's about 11 more minutes left in the halftime on the Xbox Bowl on ESPN. Tomorrow night's playoff game, I think, is on ABC, is what the South Point sheet says. I'll have to double check that. It'll depend where I broadcast from, whether upstairs or downstairs here at my mom and dad's house. Live price 15.5 minus a bunch of money on the Rams, 50.5 under, 51 under. No real opinion. Actually, the total I like over at this point. What are they going to do? Take the ball and run the whole 9:39 off the clock, and Seattle's just not going to try? The problem is that Seattle scores, they're going to go for 2, and they might not get it. So these numbers are all live. It's 50.5 and 51. I mean, it's tough. And of course, if the Rams score a touchdown, they'll kick, and 51 will be the number. But the Rams won't be in any hurry to score. I don't know. This one might just be done. Certainly, the one thing I can promise you is I'm done. Arkansas State, Missouri State, I have no opinion. Haven't watched a play. Told you before the game, Arkansas State was probably right. The box score tells me I don't know. Arkansas State is laying 1, total 26, 26.5. Do lean over, just know what I know, which is very little from the rest of what's happened tonight. Sorry for the mistakes. Sorry for the oddball camera work at the start. Didn't know how to pull up the camera on this computer. It's the first time I've used it on Streamlabs and Twitch. And sorry for the mutes that I accidentally forgot to turn off over the course of the day. Give myself a solid C minus for this one. That's too bad because the content I think was pretty good. I had a couple of really good stories and a couple of good points that I made from observations that were on mute, unfortunately, because my ineptitude with the tech stuff on this machine. I'll do better tomorrow. We're going to have another chance at it. I'll update the schedule shortly, and I will be back in action tomorrow night at kickoff. Alabama, Oklahoma, 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 Eastern, most likely from here in this room. If it's an ABC feed on the antenna, I'll have a live feed and be able to give you some play-by-play thoughts. The other games that are not on ABC, CBS, NBC that will be on the boxes, certainly I don't go out of my way to play-by-play that because it's on a delay, and you guys will see what happened before I do to begin with. It's just a matter of playing defense and trying to get to a live bet during a commercial or a halftime play if they pop up. Thanks for hanging out with me here, Southern Indiana, here at my mom and dad's. Appreciate your time tonight here on the Sweatbox. I am your host, Rex Byers, Twitch TV, YouTube TV. Thanks a lot. Have a good one. Talk soon.